Hello, everyone. Welcome to my poster presentation. So in order to make my study as accessible as possible, let me first give you a little bit of background information on my research. So simply put, what I investigate as part of my PhD is the use of full and reduced clefts in English and in French. So that would be a construction like one, it's money that limits you. The main goal of my research is to identify the relation between syntax, information structure, and prosody in cleft constructions. And to do so, I carry out a number of synchronic contrastive corpus studies. Now, for the study that I'm presenting today specifically, which is based on a co-authored publication, I focus on the management of information flow in English It-Clefts. The main goal of this study is the same as my research in general. So again, to characterize the three-way interface between syntax, information structure, and prosody, and its relation with cleft constructions. That goal translates into two main research questions. The first one is which constituents of clefts carry prosodic foci? And when there are multiple foci in a cleft, is there one that is more prominent than the others? The second research question concerns discourse familiarity and is new information always focal and introduced in the clefted constituent, so the left part of the cleft usually, and by contrast is given information always non-focal and introduced in the cleft relative clause, so usually the right part of the cleft. To answer these questions, what I did is that I ran a combination of auditory and instrumental analysis of the different prosodic features of all the occurrences of clefts that I extracted from my corpus. And with that, I arrived at different conclusions. The first one is that there does exist an interplay between, on the one hand, the clefts biclausal syntax, and on the other, the prosodic coding of focus through accent placements, both of which allow to together code the informational highlighting of the clefted constituents. However, what I also found is that the two strategies do not always necessarily co-occur between each other, but also with the distribution of new and given information. So new does not always equal focal, and given does not always equal non-focal. And as for a more general conclusion, what I found is that clefts appear to be a particularly suited device for speakers to respond to the different informational needs and shifting communicative goals as discourse progresses. I have two questions that I would like to discuss during this conference. The first one would be maybe for people who've worked on a similar topic, and that would be to what extent would a cognitive analysis of discourse familiarity, so one that includes the speaker's assumptions, as opposed to the textual approach that I adopted, in which the assumptions are disregarded, how much would that impact the results on the relation between newness and presence of prosodic focus, in your opinion? And then the second question, which is a much broader one, but yet still a very important one, especially for my research, would be how can one best ensure comparability between corpora in different languages? Thank you.